Across the hip-hop world, fellow artists are watching the chaos unfold with a chilling mix of awe and dread. Because if 50 Cent can unleash this level of destruction on someone as respected as T.I., then the message is clear. Nobody in the culture is untouchable. What began as another rap rivalry has now crossed into dangerous territory, raising uncomfortable questions about how far a public feud should go before it stops being entertainment and starts becoming something darker. The words being thrown around, labels like betrayer and hooker, are spreading across the internet like wildfire, burning themselves into the public memory and threatening to permanently redefine the legacy of the Harris family. Whispers about leaked DNA evidence have completely changed the atmosphere of the conflict. Suddenly, the battle isn't just about pride or lyrics anymore, it's about reputation, family, and the possibility that the truth behind the accusations could take years to fully unravel. Meanwhile, inside the Harris household, every passing moment reportedly feels heavier than the last. The walls of their mansion, once filled with celebration and music, now seem to be closing in as the outside world dissects every rumor and every alleged detail of the supposed acute state. Leaked sources close to the couple claim the tension between T.I. and Tiny has reached a breaking point. Conversations that once carried love and loyalty have turned into painful interrogations, with T.I. reportedly demanding answers about the details that appeared in the documents allegedly connected to 50 Cent. Those who claim to have heard about the confrontation describe a heartbreaking scene. Tiny collapsing in tears, swearing on her children that the accusations are nothing but a calculated smear campaign meant to destroy her character. Yet even those emotional pleas may not be enough to calm the storm. Insiders suggest T.I. is now trapped in a brutal psychological battle, struggling to reconcile the woman he has loved for decades with the disturbing image now being broadcast across millions of screens. For a man who built his entire career on the idea of respect and Southern royalty, the humiliation feels unbearable. Some close to him say this emotional shock is exactly why he has reportedly stepped away from music altogether. According to people within his circle, T.I. confessed he can no longer stand in front of fans, preaching pride and leadership while feeling like the subject of endless jokes across the same culture he helped elevate. News of his possible retirement has shocked the industry, leaving many artists both saddened and stunned, some even calling it a victory for the darkest side of online trolling. Several high-profile rappers reportedly tried to reach him, hoping to pull him out of the spiral, but their calls have gone unanswered. Sources claim T.I. has cut off nearly everyone, speaking only to his mother and his children while retreating further into isolation. Those closest to him are deeply worried as reports of emotional breakdowns continue to surface. Friends say the thought haunting him the most is the future his children will face growing up in a world where their mother's name is tied to such painful accusations. That fear, combined with the feeling that he failed to stop the scandal before it exploded online, is said to be crushing his spirit. And as the digital storm grows louder, one terrifying question now hangs over the entire hip-hop world. Who will be the next target if 50 Cent decides the war isn't over yet? The storm surrounding the Harris family is no longer just emotional, it is now striking at the heart of their empire. Companies that once rushed to align themselves with the brand of T.I. and Tiny are reportedly backing away in silence. Executives fear that the toxic cloud surrounding the allegations could stain their own reputations, and deals that once promised millions are suddenly vanishing overnight. What was once a thriving business network is now collapsing piece by piece, adding brutal financial pressure to a family already drowning in emotional chaos. For T.I., the realization is devastating. Not only is his marriage being questioned in public, but the fortune and legacy he spent decades building now seem to be slipping through his fingers. People close to him claim he has been spending long nights staring at old photographs from the early 2000s. Images of him and Tiny during the years when their love story felt untouchable. In those moments, he reportedly asks the same haunting question again and again. When did everything begin to fall apart? The tragedy is even heavier because the couple was always viewed as unbreakable, through scandals, prison sentences, and industry pressure. They had built the reputation of a power couple who could survive anything. But the whispers about alleged DNA evidence have introduced a kind of doubt that even the strongest bond might not survive. And what makes the tension even more terrifying is the belief that 50 Cent may not have revealed everything yet. Rumors swirling through Atlanta suggest the first leak may only be the beginning. Cryptic messages posted by 50 Cent have sparked panic across social media, with many believing he is preparing to release even more damaging material. Some insiders claim the next reveal could involve a recorded phone call. Others whisper about possible video footage that would allegedly confirm the DNA allegations in a way that leaves no room for denial. For Tiny, the anticipation of another leak has become unbearable. Sources say she is living in a constant state of anxiety, barely eating or sleeping as she waits for the next wave of humiliation to crash down. Friends have urged her to publicly defend herself, but the avalanche of online hate has left her emotionally paralyzed. The insults spreading across social media have turned into viral memes, and the label attached to her name feels impossible to escape. Meanwhile, T.I. appears trapped in a devastating inner war. His heart still remembers the woman he built a life with, but his mind keeps replaying the accusations being thrown across the internet. People close to him say he has begun questioning everyone around him, wondering if anyone knew about Tiny's alleged past long before the scandal erupted. That sense of betrayal is slowly changing him. The man who once carried himself like royalty in the rap world now reportedly feels like a stranger in the very culture he helped shape. And as his silence grows deeper, many are starting to believe the unimaginable, that the King of the South may truly be preparing to disappear from the stage forever. Across the hip-hop world, confusion and disbelief are spreading like wildfire as people try to understand whether 50 Cent has just executed the most ruthless strategic move of his career, or whether the nightmare now unfolding is actually real. Some insiders believe this is a calculated masterstroke designed to destroy an enemy's reputation forever. Others fear the allegations might carry a truth so damaging that the Harris family may never recover from the fallout. Either way, the stakes feel terrifyingly high. New receipts are rumored to be circulating, and the accusations now hitting the internet seem far more brutal than any diss record ever released. Meanwhile, the silence coming from the home of T.I. and Tiny is growing louder by the hour. No statements, no denials. Just an eerie quiet that only fuels the speculation. Behind those gates, insiders claim a dynasty that once symbolized power and loyalty may now be unraveling in real time. And the deeper this story goes, the clearer it becomes that everything the public believed about this famous couple might be about to change forever. On social media, the mood has shifted dramatically. What began as curiosity has turned into a full-blown frenzy as fans, bloggers, and industry figures scramble to interpret the wave of rumors. For hours, timelines across every major platform have been dominated by a single narrative, a shocking accusation tied to Tiny that appeared almost out of nowhere but has hit the culture like a tidal wave. According to whispers circulating through Atlanta and the internet's biggest gossip outlets, the situation inside the Harris household has moved far beyond simple crisis management. Some sources claim the pressure has pushed the family into a state of emotional collapse. The most explosive claim suggests 50 Cent didn't stop at accusations. He allegedly shared a digital file containing what he calls undeniable DNA receipts. No one has publicly verified such a file exists, but the story spreading online suggests the supposed evidence connects Tiny to several powerful figures from her past, hinting that her history may be far more complicated than the public ever realized. The language being thrown around online is brutal. Trolls and commentators repeat the harshest accusations possible, turning the scandal into viral entertainment. Friends Close to T.I. say the moment he first heard about these claims was devastating. Witnesses inside a recording studio reportedly watched the King of the South fall silent as the news reached him. Instead of exploding in anger or firing back through music, he simply removed his headphones and walked away. According to those present, the shock wasn't rage, it was humiliation. And in that moment, some believe something inside T.I. truly broke. Because this is no longer just another rap feud. For T.I., it's a personal war threatening the very foundation of his marriage, his family, and the legacy he spent decades fighting to build. Inside the Harris estate, the tension has reportedly reached explosive levels. People familiar with the situation claim arguments between T.I. and Tiny have become so intense that security personnel have occasionally stepped in just to keep the peace. For someone like Tiny, who spent decades holding the family together and guiding young artists through the industry, the situation feels painfully surreal. Friends say she cannot comprehend how fragments of her past are suddenly being twisted into weapons against her. Meanwhile, the internet has turned into a relentless courtroom. Old interviews, forgotten photographs, and blurry clips from the early days of Tiny's career are being dragged back into the spotlight and examined like evidence in a trial. Anonymous voices online claim they knew Tiny long before fame found her, fueling rumors and pushing a narrative that paints her past in the darkest possible light. These online theories suggest that alleged DNA revelations might point to hidden secrets, stories that T.I. supposedly never knew about. Industry insiders describe the strategy behind this chaos as psychological warfare. According to them, 50 Cent appears to be watching the fallout unfold while the internet amplifies every accusation. Each rumor spreads faster than the last, and the damage grows deeper by the hour. At the center of it all sits T.I., reportedly withdrawing further from the world around him. Sources say he has stopped responding to calls from business partners and record executives, surrounded by platinum plaques that once symbolized victory. He now reportedly sees them as meaningless reminders of a reputation under siege. For a man who built his identity on respect and authority in hip-hop, the endless wave of memes and jokes feels like a brutal public humiliation. Even the family circle is beginning to fracture. Some relatives are said to be questioning the accusations, while others stand firmly by Tiny, creating painful divisions within the household. The couple's children have reportedly stepped away from social media entirely to avoid the hateful comments targeting their mother. Atlanta itself feels different as the rumors spread. A city that once celebrated the Harris family now watches nervously as the scandal grows, and with whispers that 50 Cent may release even more explosive material. T.I. is reportedly haunted by a terrifying question: how much more of his reputation can survive before everything he built disappears forever? Rumors that T.I. is stepping away from the music world are gaining credibility as he continues to miss major events and projects he was once scheduled to headline. Industry observers say this situation feels unlike any previous scandal because the accusations involve alleged DNA evidence, giving the controversy a chilling sense of scientific certainty that ordinary rumors rarely carry. That detail alone has shaken the trust within the hip-hop community, leaving many unsure who to believe. Other high-profile couples in the industry are reportedly creating distance from T.I. and Tiny, worried that the controversy surrounding the Harris family could spill over into their own lives. Some even fear that 50 Cent may have information about them as well, making the entire culture feel uneasy. Inside the Harris household, the emotional damage is reportedly becoming even more painful as their children begin asking questions no parent ever wants to answer. Sources claim T.I. recently broke down while trying to explain why their mother's name is being attacked across the internet. For someone who built his identity on honor and leadership, the humiliation has been crushing. Friends say T.I. admitted to his sons that he no longer feels worthy of the king image he carried for so long. Believing a man who cannot shield his family from public humiliation has lost his crown. At the same time, 50 Cent appears unfazed by the fallout, continuing to engage with the viral storm online. Reports claim his social media numbers have exploded as some fans praise him for exposing what they believe to be hidden truths. For Tiny, the experience has been devastating. Insiders say she feels invisible in her own home as years of work as a singer and entrepreneur are overshadowed by a single cruel label spreading online. Despite attempts to seek help through counseling and faith, the emotional divide between her and T.I. may be too deep to repair. As the story unfolds, the future of the Harris legacy remains uncertain, with speculation that T.I. may permanently leave the industry. The once powerful dynasty now stands on the edge of collapse, leaving the hip-hop world questioning whether this is truly the end of an era